Oh yeah, welcome to Deep Rock Galactic, everybody. This is Remy from No Man Nobody, blah blah blah, all that fun stuff. I'm not gonna spend too long explaining what this game is. Basically, space dwarves. You mine shit, you fight shit. It is what it is. Uh, and yeah, I'm just gonna do a couple runs while discussing some random things that have been going on. Things have actually been doing pretty well. All things considered. Let's see, where do I want to go? Defense biozone? No. Radioactive? No. Sandblasted corridors is always weird. Let's do the salt pits. Ooh, no, never mind. I do not want to do cave leeches. Something cold, maybe? Deliver 6 eggs. Could be entertaining. I hate leeches, so I will avoid doing that. Plant extraction, nucleate, collect 6 quarks. Polymize the side quests. Medium length. Yeah, let's do that one. Let's just run a solo. And confirm. Cool. Alright, so, in the world of autism, Asperger's, all that fun shit, um, things have been a little rocky lately, and for good reason. One thing I have learned, particularly, uh, is that things that are realistically outside of my realm of control that I definitely should not put, they should not be a part of my routine, end up becoming a part of my routine nonetheless, especially if they're more consistent than normal. For example, the weather. The weather's not something I can control. My girlfriend's schedule at work, not something I can control. Granted, for the large part, the work schedule that she's on is going to be very consistent. This week and next week is not. And there's the inaugural yawn. But, that's an example of something that I absolutely should not have as part of my routine, and yet it is.
We're sending you in alongside a heavily armed lifter to get as many out as possible. We're
Really,
picking
I'm
up
gonna
extreme biosigns in the area, so keep it snappy. The quarks can be extracted from the walls. Search for a blue
Oh,
shimmering
oh,
light.
sup?
Get it done.
Yeah, sorry. It's been a long time since I've played this game, so I'm trying to keep track of what all is going on, and I'm not doing a good job of that at the moment. Where did that fly go? Did I kill that fly? No, I still hear it off in the distance somewhere. Also, there's loot. So, oh no, there's a dead fly. All right. So, yeah. Her schedule is different. She's basically working like a super early shift right now, where she gets up and leaves at like 3 a.m. around 4 a.m. and I don't leave for work until like 6:30. So I didn't expect that to mess me up as much as it did, and it definitely did. But that's one of the things I try to view things on is anytime I have these anxiety attacks or shifts in schedule, I try to view them as opportunities to learn and adjust how I operate. Why did I throw a flare? And I had to communicate that. There's a guy snow blowing outside. Sorry if you can hear that. I had to communicate that to her so that she understood that it's perfectly fine for her to, do whatever her job requires, um, and to let me figure out how to function. Um, and I think that's important for everyone to understand about people with autism, is that you do not need to necessarily act any differently around us. You just need to respect that we're going to react differently than how most people are. And she's really good about that. Like, I'm not saying that she's um, prone to doing that or anything. Bosco. Nope, that's the wrong button. That's the button. Mind that for me. Um, I just realized my right there was matching the snowblower. Oh boy. Alright, so there's another quark. Is that really what's called a quark? I mean, I guess, but yeah. I fucking love this game. It's been a long time since I've played it, and that's mainly because I can only focus on so many things. Ooh, actually, yeah, that brings up a thought that I was having last night as I was trying to fall asleep. Um, Back in the early uploads of this channel, one of the things that I mentioned was that I felt that I was an approximation of human, that I wasn't really a full human. I have changed my tune a little bit on that. I do believe that I am obviously a full human, but in particular, I think some of that was depression talking. But what I've realized is that people with autism can only really they're only not necessarily able to access, but they're only able to present certain parts or segments of. What the, oh shit! I've never seen this before. They're only able to access and present certain parts of what it means to be a person at a time. So, for example, like I get really excited about something. Um, then I become more sociable because I want to communicate that and my interests. Um, but at that same time, I'll probably lose my ability to understand when people want to disengage from a conversation with me, or my awareness of the volume at which I'm speaking. Also, there's a giant swarm of bugs coming my way, apparently. Um, or when sound gets to be overwhelming for me, um, which does happen fairly often. When that happens, it's very difficult for me to continue to focus on what people are saying because I want to isolate and remove certain volume sounds from my perspective. Not perspective. From you get the idea that I'm trying to not necessarily completely disconnect, but I need a break so that something that is very overwhelming can just like kind of cool down a bit. Ooh, this is like a bio area? I don't recall these being in frozen zones. Highly bugged. Sorry, I'm having trouble focusing on what I'm trying to say and this mission at the same time. It's not surprising. This is, this game can be kind of hectic at times, especially on higher difficulties. This is not a high difficulty. This is just like kind of a medium thing, but it's been a while since I played it, so I wanted to just kind of chill out and get a feel for it. So it's just more nitra. Nitra can be used to summon in ammo drops and shit like that. Let's get some of this. These are just extra resources that I can use for like crafting and buying stuff back at base. Where'd you come from? Okay, so this was just a waste of time coming up here. Cool. Ooh, okay, so there's one of you guys there. Yep, go for it. Fall damage. But yeah, back on interesting thoughts that I was having. One of the things that there we go. Recently used as a way to explain emotional overload to a couple of my friends and to my girlfriend was that I can very easily describe things in terms of volume. I don't know if that's specific to the fact that I am very sensitive to sound and that sensory overload, but for me in particular, like I find it very easy to say that something is very loud when it's overwhelming me, or it's very quiet and that's why I need more of it. So to play on that, we've been watching a lot of Survivor because the season's coming up and it's going to be a very exciting season. But I was paying very close attention to the faces of people and then paying attention to my reaction to their gameplay. because a lot of the times players that are like super social and stuff like that will start to bug me in the long term, mainly because they're very loud or they're very social, and it takes a lot for me to focus on what they're saying, and you know, it makes me feel like, oh, I don't want to be around you. I want a break. And so I started to describe those people as having loud faces. And it doesn't mean that they literally are, you know, just like screaming their heads off. It means that emotionally they communicate a lot through their expressions. And that alone, just being very expressive, can be very exhausting for me to experience, which is definitely an interesting kind of compliment or insult for some people. Like I described my girlfriend as having a very neutral face, and obviously, you know, be assured her that I really like her face. Of course, I like her face. But yeah, that's an interesting perspective, and I think it would be very valuable for people to stop and realize that what you do, like every little passive thing that you do, can be described in a spectrum of intensity. You know, whether it's loudness, brightness, whatever people want to describe it as, and that for some people their tolerance of what you're doing can vary. Just like you can tolerate a certain amount of music. Like if you really like death metal, then you probably are not super tolerant of country music. Not saying that's, you know, a guaranteed thing, but you know, as an example, you know, if you really like one genre of music, your tolerance for another genre of music probably not going to be as intense. Like I could listen to death metal for hours. But yeah, when it comes to emotions, like there's only so much of emotion I can take at a time, and depending on how much is going on around me, that tolerance can shift, and it can shift quite dramatically. I don't even know if this will loop around back to where I need to go. I'm hoping it does, otherwise this will be a waste of time. Hey, guess what? It's a waste of time. Yay. So I need to get these back downhill. There's also another good YouTube channel that I watch, and he was talking about ways to explain autism to people, and the most important thing is to relate it to things that people can very easily understand, and that the world is designed in a very specific way. And a good example that he gave is walking. The world is absolutely designed for people that can walk. That's just the way it is. Um, and as we become more inclusive of people, did he take my bug? Or my drone? He did! Little bastard! Back here. Oh shit, there's another one. Let me go. Hold on. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Let me go. Ow. Ow. Bastard. Actera grabber. The recoil on this gun is pretty extreme. What? Why? Oh, and I ran out of ammo. Wasn't paying attention. How much nitro do I have? Not nearly enough. And use my crystals. Where was I going? Was I going this way or was I going? No, I was going that way. Alright, but yeah, when it comes to walking, like, everyone takes it for granted that they are able to walk, and, you know, a critical injury that removes that ability obviously is extremely serious and life-changing. It's a major issue. But if someone were to be paralyzed or something like that, you wouldn't look at someone in a wheelchair and like, I mean, you may feel bad for them or whatever, but you're not going to look at them and say that there's something wrong with them. You're going to look at them and say that that's just a person in a wheelchair. Like, yeah, they can't walk anymore, but they're no different than you are. And then the same thing goes with autism, Asperger's, and neurodiversity in general. Like, it is a different way of existing. Yes, I'm not able to think the way that you do, just like someone in a wheelchair is not able to move the way that you do. But that doesn't mean that they are any different than you. They are, if anything, pretty much identical to you, the only difference being that they have a different form of functioning. And yes, it can be difficult to understand that and to really get a perspective on what that means for everyday function, but it's important to know that you don't have to change the way you function just because I function differently. And I don't expect that of anyone. Maybe in the workplace it's a little bit important sometimes because there are certain things that I'm not going to be able to do nearly as well as other people or in the same capacity. But for the large part, I prefer to be treated like everybody else. I'm high functioning enough that I can deal with it, and I consider anxiety and difficult situations to be learning opportunities for me to adapt and to try and take away from my dependence on a routine and my dependence on things that I can't control. Like I was talking about earlier, like I can't control the weather, I can't control my girlfriend's schedule, and they should not be a part of my routine. So if those things change, I should work to control and avoid or alleviate the anxiety that they cause. I should not expect people to change the situation to make things easier for me. I'm not handicapped. I would consider what's different about me not necessarily a disability, simply a variation. And otherwise, like, I can't think of too much else that I wanted to soapbox about. I mean, lately there's been a big old meme, not necessarily a meme, but Tumblr post that went viral about people that don't have an internal voice in their head or an internal monologue versus those that do. Personally, I am someone that does not have an internal monologue, which I don't think that that's anything special. I think there's enough people on both ends of the spectrum and everywhere in between. Talking with some coworkers, there are some people that don't even have monologues at all, and the only reason why is because they just say whatever the fuck is in their head. They don't care at all, which I respect that too. Almost have enough nitro to call in an ammo supply, and yeah, I don't know. In terms of other shit going on at home, there it is. My planted aquarium is going very well. It's about 1/3 of the way filled up with water at the moment, and I do have a little feeder fish in there trying to get the ecosystem going a bit. And yeah, not a whole lot's going on. Yeah, fuck it. Let's just focus on the game from now on. So there's another fucking thing out there. I really like that you can see, obviously, the path that the miner took as it came down. Oh, great. I don't have enough nitro to call in ammo supply still. I need this nitro. Mine that for me real quick. Do I have enough nitro? Can I... What is this? 4? Oh, I do. It's only cost 80 this time. Good. Because all I have is my shotgun. And I think I have the perk on where I get health for melee kills. Shit. Need ammo. Don't hurt me. There we go. Another wonderful thing about playing solo is that all 4 of these are mine. And how much nitro do I have? I only have 4 at the moment, plus 20, 31. So I got most of the nitro. Oh, jeez, hi. Let's throw that there. Get behind you. There we go. Alright, so I still need 2 more quarks. I've delivered all the holomite that I was supposed to for the extra bonus. So it's at this point just finding gold and shit to fill things out. So there's a quark up there in the wall. Looks like that may be one. That's one. I don't remember if you get any extra for delivering additional quarks. Let's find out. But yeah, this is definitely my favorite mission type. Is that actually in a quark? No, that's just a used up flare, isn't it? God damn it, I came all this way. But yeah, this is my favorite mission type because it's very open, but also a kind of not necessarily circular, but a very predictable zone. I have had trouble in some of the other missions where I got lost like crazy. But I am looking forward to unlocking the ability to do deep dives and things like that. Why aren't you mining? There we go. Where'd it go? What? Oh, you picked it up. I didn't know you could pick it up. Are you gonna deliver it for me? Or are you just gonna drop it? Okay. Oh, okay. I didn't know you could do that. That's cool. Yeah, as I was looking at the missions earlier, though, leeches by far are my least favorite of all things, especially because I play solo so much. Which really is just my fucking problem. I should be more social when it comes to games. There is a lot going on in Monster Hunter World at the moment. There's a lot of events going on, which are a lot of fun. And I've been playing the absolute crap out of that. I finally finished the Iceborne content with the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. There's a very silly build where you can just use the bug from the insect glaive as your weapon. Like it's always done damage when you harvest extracts, but there is an easy way to maximize the amount of damage that it does, and it basically requires no armor skills at all. In fact, most armor skills don't impact your bug. So you can become extremely overpowered very early in the game, and it is more than capable of killing even master rank elder dragons in short order. Well, I say short order. I mean, it's a reasonable amount of time. I would approximate that it took me like 28-ish minutes to kill Valhazak, Blackveil Valhazak, in the Master Rank Iceborne content, which... Oh, what? Oh, I froze. Gotcha. Spam these. Because I got too cold. Gotcha. Alright, and this will be my last quark.
Well done, you got them all. Hit the launch controls to return the minet. We'll send it
Yeah,
to the
fuck it.
escape
Let's
pod.
just go ahead and peace out. But yeah, you can just spam your chem-stacked harvesting extracts and do a pretty good amount of damage, especially when you specialize for the elemental weakness of the Elder Dragon, or the monster in general. It's fantastic. And I'm very much looking forward to playing more of that later this afternoon. Hey, only 2 yawns this time. That's not bad. So yeah, once you send off that thing, then you have to deal with... Ooh, there's some gold up there. Let's see. You have to deal with waves of enemies until the pod arrives, which I'm fine with. I'm gonna get Bosco to mine that, and I'm going to do these guys. Okay. Alright, because I can still deliver gold to the escape pod. It's not me. I like dwarves, as always. Dig too deep, dig too greedy. I actually didn't even drink a beer before coming down here. I am ashamed. Ooh, hi buddy. Glyphid Oppressor. Now that's a name. There we go. 22 seconds. Now I forget, is it gonna touch down there or is it gonna go somewhere else? Oh, hi, what's up? I really like the music in this game too. This really is like an underrated game in my opinion. More people should be playing this. I would liken this to like the heyday of oh yeah, there it is. Like Left 4 Dead and stuff like that. I feel like this game should have that level of a following. Like everyone and their mother played Left 4 Dead. It was fantastic when it first released. Oh, that's Praetorian. There we go. Can we reach that? Hey, chill out, buddy. Hey, I'm trying to deposit my gold. Leave me alone. Alright. But yeah, I only have a couple of friends that like actively play this. One in particular, he's just like majorly all over this game, and I feel like I would be holding him back if I played this with him. But yeah, no, this is a fantastic fucking game. Oh yeah, I forgot you can just hold this and like hover. I wonder. No, because it's gonna have to recharge. No, damn. I want to get up on top. Just because I can.
Drop pod departing in T-minus 2 minutes.
I don't know why I'm doing this. Actually, is that gold over there? That is gold. Bosco, get that. Oh, there's more gold over there too. And there's a lot of resources I missed. Fuck yeah. Of course, enemies will constantly be coming at this point, so I've made my life a lot harder. But I mean, that's the dwarf life, right? Fuck you. You finished my night yet? Get behind this fucker. Let's go. Foothold up here. Another really infuriating thing is that there was recently an update for the software for my mouse, and I believe it was only ever programmed for Windows 10, or it was designed for Windows 10, which I do not have, still on Windows 7, and as a result it always crashes when it launches, and then disables my mouse because fuck me apparently. And I have to unplug it and plug it back in order to continue using it. So there is some diminished functionality, fuck you, in my mouse right now, which is why my sensitivity is absolute shit. But I don't want to upgrade yet. This is the wrong one. Oh, I only have 15 seconds left. Yeah, fuck it. I don't think I actually get the resources if I don't deposit them. I was not paying attention to the time. I apologize. So, that's a thing. Yeah, I completed the mission. I don't think I did great, but that's the story of these videos. I never do great, I just do hazard bonus. Decent amount of experience, decent amount of cash. Plus made a little bit of gold, got a decent amount of magmite, pneumite. Okay, it's not terrible. 27 minutes, that wasn't bad. I thought I was doing that a lot longer than I was. And now we're back. Oh, claimable perk points. Alright, hey, that's enough for another perk in this tier. C2, free supplier. Ooh, I could get the first tier of Beastmaster. I've been looking forward to this because that would allow me to tame a Glyphid and just have a teammate. Ooh, yeah, let's do that. Yeah. And then I think I have to equip that at the armory over here. Yes. So I'd have to promote to unlock that, and okay, gotcha. Supplier so too. Yeah. What? Oh, because I unlocked something. Oh, it's just another skin. Yeah. I don't really use this rifle all that much. It is nice looking, but I definitely prefer the Deep Core GK2 just for the damage output. Oh, I didn't know you could modify your drone. You can see I've never actually bothered. I'll have to tinker with that later. Also, last night when I was just testing to make sure that this game still functioned, I found out there's an achievement for knocking all these barrels down to the launch bay, and I'm very proud of myself for having achieved that. Yes, I would like to order around. I love this guy. His bow tie and his hat are fantastic. If I remember right, these actually like give you bonuses or something. Potency plus killing potency strong. So yeah, I have no fucking clue. Oh man, there is so much about this game that I don't recall. But it is a really good game. I mean, even if you just want to sit here and play this, like, shit. There we go. Hey, I got 10 points. And it gets faster. But, of course, when you get frustrated, there's always something else you can do. And then you respawn in the med bay because, yeah, you're a fucking idiot and you killed yourself. That sounds about par for me. So yeah, it took 27 minutes to do the last one. I would love one of these drones in real life. Like, I don't know what I would customize the arms to do, but imagine how awesome it would be to just have an anti-grav little drone like this guy floating around. Oh god, I love him. I love him. I want him. That's another thing about Half-Life 2, the man hacks. I would love to have a man hack. I know someone actually like customized a drone to make a semi-functional one, and I want it. I don't really have any extensive thought about that. I just really like it. Arrow logs. Oh, yeah, whatever. Yeah. I think this is good enough. Like, I didn't have. I mean, I had some things I wanted to talk about, but I'm not like super excited to play this. I'm still in very much the Monster Hunter mode at the moment, so I really want to go play that, and it's just not something that I'm able to record at the moment, at least not with Fraps. So one of these days I'll figure that shit out and I'll be able to record that for this channel, and at that point I'll be an old pro and I'll have all the best gear, and it'll be the most boring upload on the channel most likely. I wonder if I can kill myself with this. Nope, just go right through it. That's disappointing. But yeah, this has been Nomad Nobody, all that fun shit. This is also Deep Rock Galactic. I would highly recommend this game, especially if you want to play with friends. It is definitely very playable solo. There are 4 different classes. It's a lot of fun. The length of the missions can vary, so whether you want to just waste a couple of minutes or you want to spend an hour beating your head against an impossibly difficult mission, it's all available. Plus you can get drunk, you can kick around barrels, you can do whatever the fuck you want. I mean, there are a lot of options in this game, and you're a fucking dwarf. And you can customize your dwarf. There's so many cool clothes and shit that you can buy. There's beards, there's mustaches, there's eyebrows. There's all kinds of goodies. And armor, of course. But yeah, see you guys around. As always, if you got any issues, reach out. I'm around, probably, usually. I promise I will do my best to help anytime I can. Love y'all. Bye.